guys, welcome back to the Black Jersey. I'm Max and I'm the host of the channel, and goodness me, I just got up at 5 AM to witness one of rugby's greatest ever games. A big shout out to my 7 patrons and everyone who's returning for this video. I'm not going to waste any more time. England versus Ireland at Twickenham. Absolute spectacle, man. Some controversy to start the game as well. England went down to 14 men. In the second minute, James Ryan had a bit of a head clash with Charlie Ewels, so he was removed for an HIA early. The referee seems to think that Ewels is leading with the head and gives Ewels a red card. There's no shoulder contact to Ryan's face or anything though, and yet the ref is deeming this as direct contact to the head with force, yet it's a head-on-head clash. You can see the image just over here, and I don't really agree with the call at all. A lot of people were complaining, saying, oh man, this is ruining the game at halftime, stuff like that. And goodness me, this didn't really define the game at all. I think England did very well despite these circumstances. Just a minute later, Ireland are awarded the penalty goal after Ewels is sent off, and Sexton converts it to get Ireland in the win by 3-0 after 3 minutes. England kick off in the 6th minute, Ireland recycle the ball in their own half, they make 3 new line breaks as well. Dan Sheehan and Josh van der Fleer each make one. Van der Fleer gets the pass off to the 50-metre line, and James Lowe comes in to collect it. Different Kiwi I'm thinking of, and James Lowe runs in to score. Sexton though misses the conversion, so it's H-0. Ireland aren't in a massive lead, but England are still looking pretty rattled, mate. They're not the happiest. England then collapse their own scrum in the 11th minute as well. And Ireland get another penalty. They opt to kick for touch this time though, so nothing too much to worry about. Ireland attack down the right hand side with incredible pace in the forwards. They eventually go wide through Gibson Park, who passes to Doris, and he runs over the smallest player on the field, Harry Randall, to dot the ball down. The TMO though does rule the try out due to a knock on. It appears to be a Toje knocking the ball out of Gibson Park's hands rather than Gibson Park knocking on though, so a Toje lucky there not to get yellow carded in my opinion. Tom Curry in the 15th minute then comes off, substituted due to injury, so not very good there. Dombrand comes on for Curry. Genge does win England's second scrum against an Irish feed in the 18th minute though, leading to a penalty kick being offered to Marcus Smith. Everyone looks a lot calmer in England now. They've accepted they're down to 14. They're like, right, let's turn this into a genuine contest. England get the penalty through Smith, and they're losing 3-8. England run the ball from their own 22 and open up a gap wide for Marchant. Sam Simmons is the next on the ball, and goodness me, he makes a massive hit. England run all the way to Ireland's 10-metre line. Ireland are penalised at the ruck though, and England kick for touch. Cian Healy then knocks the ball out of Randall's hands, and a kicking war kind of starts. It ends with Ireland running all the way to England's 10-metre line. Healy gets away with this somehow. Just going to move my notes now, guys. Itoje makes a turnover at the line out. England are given it the scrum, and they destroy the scrum again. This first half just had so much action going on. It was so intense. Now my notes, where are we? So Smith misses this shot at goal after Ireland are penalised at the ruck. The scoreline remains 8-3 for Ireland, so a bit of a blow there for England's chances for Smith to miss this one. Ireland are again penalised in the 31st minute though. Sexton is offside in his own half. Henry Slade lines up this kick, but then the ref realises actually no, the kick's a bit further forward, go forward, and Marcus Smith does indeed show up to kick this one. Interesting stuff, eh? Yeah, so he does get this penalty, and Ireland are only ahead 8-6 now, just 2 points in it. Goodness me, we have a game on our hands. Ireland do really well to recover though, and in the 37th minute, they recover their way to 5 metres in front of England's try line. Gibson Park takes a quick tap off the scrum and he passes to Hugo Keenan, who scores their second try. It's converted by Sexton, and Ireland are now ahead by 15-6 in Twickenham. Goodness me. Stewart then replaces Sinclair, who goes off for an HIA, and Jack Nowell makes a great recovery of the ball in the 40th minute. Ian Henderson does something really stupid and he knocks the ball out of Randall's hand at the ruck, so England take the 3 to make the half-time score 9-15. As you can see from the half-time stats I've got from Ultimate Rugby, Ireland were running the ball so much. It was such an entertaining game. James Lowe had already made 100 metres by the end of the first half. So the halftime stats, you've had to read through these off the screen, I'm sure. And now in the 44th minute, Ireland have a really good sequence of play after the kickoff. Henderson, though, he ends up knocking the ball on at 3 metres in front of the try line, and a massive hit by Jamie George on Johnny Sexton too. Those two, now that I mention them, ended up going to the 80th minute, so good on them. Ian Henderson, who I mentioned before though, not a very good game for him. He'll be disappointed with his efforts. More massive hits from England in their own half by Genge and George. This defence leads to Ireland passing forward, and they still have not got a third try despite having possession the whole second half so far. England finally get the ball into Ireland's half in the 52nd minute. Smith clears it and Stewart makes a massive tackle on Keenan. You can really tell these teams do not like each other because of the English and Irish history, and they're just going hard on defence. Marchant wins the turnover after Keenan doesn't release, and Smith takes the 3. I kind of think England should have gone for the line out more. They actually could have won because they were in this game for a long time. So Smith makes the scoreline 12-15 and has kicked the first points of the second half. Very close scoreline right now. Doris wins a possible try-saving turnover for Ireland in the 55th minute. Ireland then kick for touch, but Sheehan's throw-in isn't straight. Sheehan is doing alright though in the absence of Ronan Kelleher. Very good to get a young guy some decent experience. England kick for touch and win their own line-out. Smith drops a huge bomb on the Irish, and Keenan collects the high ball and Stewart smashes him again. Simmons then wins the turnover. Ireland's scrum was just not very good throughout the game as well, despite the fact that they had Cian Healy and Tide Furlong. I'm kind of suspecting it's time for Cian Healy to hang up the boots after the World Cup and stuff. England take the 3 again, and the score is now 15-15. Boy, do we have a game on our hands. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, even though I am obviously an All Black supporter for my t-shirt, a neutral observer. So yeah, the Irish coaches, including Paul O'Connell and the head coach Andy Farrell, they're looking disgusted right now. Conway, though, does relieve the pressure, does a really good 50-22. They win their own line out, 10 metres from England's try line. Freddie Stewart, goodness me, I thought we had a great try in our hands. He intercepts from 97 metres out. Rolled offside, though. Dang it, Freddie. Itoje also narrowly avoids a yellow card again. He played a fine line, that Mara Itoje. The ref initially believes he's got hands in the ruck, and Ireland's don't have to worry about Itoje getting yellow carded though, because they take the 3 for Stewart's offside, and Sexton restores the Irish lead to 18-15. England's do not get the lead or a draw again. After battering away for phase after phase after phase, Ireland finally get another try after finding an overlap, and in the 72nd minute, Jack Conan pushes over the try line and takes Joe Marler with him. Sexton's conversion pretty much puts the scoreline out of reach. It's now 25-15, and in the 76th minute, England are again penalised on the ruck. Ireland's take the kick for touch and win the line out. They carry very hard, and the prop Finlay Beelum, born in Australia, another escapee from that place, gets the winning try. There's no further scoring after Sexton's conversion, so the scoreline at the end of the game is 32-15. Wow, what a game. England genuinely played very well throughout despite having just 14 men. The Irish coaches might be a bit filthy at that, but boy did it make for some very good watching. I'm so happy I got up for this game. Far less boring than yesterday, and to be honest, the scoreline was very low throughout the game until the very end, so this game kind of proves to me that you don't have to have a big scoring game like most other Kiwis think to see entertaining rugby. The low scoreline added a lot of tension to this game, and at the end it was like, this makes far more sense now that England have 14 men. The scoreline makes far more sense because of this. goodness me, I enjoyed this game so much, and Ireland on the points table are still within a Six Nations win if England can defeat France next week. England showed real resilience, and Ireland's bench came on and did a great job at closing things out. The example of Jack Conan, Conor Murray and stuff coming off the bench is exactly why I think the All Blacks need to start doing something similar. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. One of the greatest ever games, awesome stuff by Ireland to get the dub. And goodness me, make sure to support the Black Jersey over on Instagram. I've got a Discord server, and if you're ever keen to support me on a monetary basis, I do have the Patreon as I mentioned before, or you can head down to my tip jar in the description. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys. It's awesome to make this kind of content about the Six Nations. If you're ever keen to watch me again, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. Cheers for coming to watch. Time to edit this video.